Imagine a village nestled deep within the forest, far away from the hustle and bustle of modern life. A place where time seems to stand still, where families have lived for generations, and where each night the wind whispers through the trees. But one day this village and all its inhabitants vanish. No signs of struggle, no bodies, and no clues, except for those whispers on the wind. Today, we explore the mystery of the Vanishing Village, a tale that has baffled historians, haunted locals, and spurred countless theories. Was it a curse, a government experiment, or something far more sinister? Join me as we uncover the chilling story of a town that simply disappeared overnight. The village of Elmswood was a quiet, remote settlement, hidden in the heart of a dense forest. For centuries, it had thrived as a small, self-sufficient community, its roots stretching back to the early 1800s. It wasn't on any major trade route, nor did it hold any significance to the outside world. It was simply a place where generations of families lived, worked, and eventually died, often without ever leaving its borders. Though the village was remote, the people were known to be kind, welcoming, and deeply connected to the land. They were farmers, hunters, and craftsmen who lived in harmony with nature, following traditions passed down through generations. For many, it was an idyllic place, a haven untouched by modernity. But there was always something slightly off about Elmswood. Locals from nearby towns spoke in hushed tones about its strange aura. Visitors often reported feeling a sense of unease as they approached the village. Some even claimed that the forest surrounding Elmswood was different, dense and labyrinthine. It seemed to close in on those unfamiliar with its paths, as if it didn't want outsiders to venture too close. And then, one fateful night in 1964, Elmswood was wiped from the face of the earth. The following morning, when people from the nearest town visited, expecting to trade or deliver goods, they found the village gone. The houses, the people, even the animals, all had vanished without a trace. The authorities were baffled. At first, they believed it might have been a natural disaster, though no earthquakes or landslides were recorded that night. The weather had been calm, and there was no evidence of flooding or fire. The most unsettling part, there were no signs of struggle, no abandoned belongings, no marks in the ground, no graves. It was as if the village had simply dissolved into thin air. Several government agencies, including the police, geologists, and even military personnel, were called in to investigate. But despite their efforts, no concrete explanation was found. The land where Elmswood once stood was untouched. The trees remained upright, the earth undisturbed. It was as if the village had never existed. What's even more disturbing is that Elmswood didn't just disappear physically. It began to vanish from people's minds as well. Over time, references to the village were removed from local records, maps, and even old census reports. It was as if someone, or something, was deliberately trying to erase Elmswood from history. Some residents of neighboring towns remember visiting Elmswood as children, but as the years passed, their memories became hazy, like a dream they couldn't quite place. Others completely forgot the village ever existed. It was as if the very essence of Elmswood was slipping away into the void. But not everyone forgot. A handful of people, driven by curiosity or a deep connection to the village, refused to let its memory die. They began their own investigations, hoping to find answers that eluded the authorities. Over the years, numerous theories emerged to explain the mysterious disappearance of Elmswood. Some believed it was the work of supernatural forces, that the village was cursed, perhaps due to some ancient wrong. A popular legend among the locals was that the village had been built on sacred land that belonged to a forgotten people who, angered by the intrusion, took back what was theirs. Others speculated that it was a time slip, a phenomenon where entire locations are pulled into another dimension or time period, leaving no trace in our reality. Could it be that Elmswood still exists, just not here? More grounded, though equally unsettling, were the theories involving secret government experiments. In the 1960s, there was growing paranoia about mind control, espionage, and hidden technologies. Some suggest that Elmswood's location made it an ideal testing ground for classified projects. Was the village wiped out by some covert experiment gone wrong? Then there are those who claim the village was abducted. Not by any human force, but by extraterrestrial beings. UFO sightings were common in the area. And a few days before the disappearance, some locals had reported strange lights in the sky. Could Elmswood have been taken by something beyond our understanding? And then, of course, there are the whispers. Those who visit the site of the vanished village speak of hearing faint voices carried on the wind. Voices that seem to come from nowhere, yet everywhere. It's said that if you listen closely, you can hear the villagers calling for help. Or maybe they're warning us to stay away. Over the years, a few brave souls have ventured into the dense forest where Elmswood once lay, hoping to uncover clues or simply experience the strange energy of the place for themselves. Some claim to have felt an overwhelming sense of dread as they approached the area, while others reported hearing whispers, soft, unintelligible, but undeniably human. One man, who wished to remain anonymous, claimed that he saw the faint outline of a house in the mist. He approached it, thinking he had found a remnant of the village, but as he drew closer, the house vanished in the thin air. Another witness described hearing what sounded like children laughing, though no one was there. She said the laughter seemed to come from the trees themselves, echoing through the forest before fading away as quickly as it had come. Is this simply the power of suggestion, or is something far more sinister at play? Could these experiences be the remnants of whatever force took Elmswood? The mystery of the vanishing village remains unsolved. Decades have passed, and still, no one knows what happened to the people of Elmswood. Were they taken, erased, or did they slip through the cracks of reality itself? While we may never know the truth, one thing is certain. Elmswood and the strange, unsettling story it left behind will continue to haunt the minds of those who dare to remember it. In the end, perhaps some mysteries aren't meant to be solved. Maybe Elmswood was never meant to be found. Or maybe it's still out there, waiting for the right moment to reappear. Thank you for joining me on this journey into one of history's strangest unsolved mysteries. If you enjoyed this video and want to explore more tales of the unknown, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss a new story. Until next time, keep your eyes open and remember, not everything that disappears stays gone forever.